I welcome you all to the biology classroom. In the last class, we studied about the structure of teeth, then about salivary glands in our mouth, then components of saliva and its function. Now we are going to study about movement of food through esophagus. Look at this picture. In this picture, we can learn some more new terms, that is palate. Palate is known as the upper part of the mouth. Then pharynx, which is the throat or inner part of the mouth. Epiglottis, which act as a valve-like structure which used to close the trachea when we swallow the food. Let us check out the few steps in swallowing the food through the pharynx. First one, the tongue compresses the food into ball with the help of the palate. So the food we chewed with the help of the teeth gets swallowed from the mouth with the help of tongue and palate. With the help of tongue, the food is compressed into a ball, then it is swallowed. Then next you can see uvula on page number 22, illustration 2.3. You can see uvula, U-V-U-L-A, uvula. It closes the nasal cavity that opens to the pharynx. So it acts as a valve which closes the nasal cavity when the food moves on to the pharynx. So why it closes the nasal cavity is to prevent the movement of food from the pharynx to the nasal cavity. Then the posterior part of the tongue allows the food to move over the epiglottis into the esophagus. On the same diagram, you can see epiglottis. So what is epiglottis is? It is another valve-like structure which closes the trachea when the food moves through the pharynx. So it is also to prevent the movement of food or the entry of food to the trachea, which is a part of our respiratory system. So when the food moves from the pharynx, the epiglottis closes the trachea and the food moves from through the epiglottis to the esophagus. This is how the food gets moved from the mouth to the esophagus. Next, we are going to study about the movement of food through the esophagus. The food we swallowed from the pharynx reaches the stomach through the esophagus. So there is a special kind of movement in esophagus. This movement is called peristalsis. Food reaches the stomach by the wave-like movement of the walls of the esophagus. So this movement is called the peristalsis. So from the diagram, it is clear that the wave-like movement of esophagus, and this movement is possible with the help of the muscles of the food pipe or the esophagus. The contraction and the relaxation of the muscles help in this movement. So peristalsis also occurs in stomach for the digestive process. Next, we are going to study about the food inside the stomach. So let us study what are the changes occur in the food we eat from the stomach. We know that digestion starts from the mouth. The slightly digested food in the mouth reaches the stomach where further digestion takes place. So let's see how digestion takes place from the stomach. So we studied about peristalsis. The movement of food through esophagus is known as peristalsis. I told you peristalsis takes place in the stomach also. Strong peristalsis in the stomach convert food into a paste form. So in the figure you can see circular muscle. This circular muscle is situated in between stomach and duodenum. This circular muscle closes when the food reaches the stomach. So why it closes is, it is to retain the food within the stomach for a specific time. So within this time, digestive process takes place in the stomach. The digestive glands in the stomach secrete digestive juices. The different components of this digestive juices converts the food into a paste-like form and convert the components in the food into simplest form. Let us check out the different components of digestive juices. Digestive juice contain pepsin enzyme, gastric lipase enzyme, hydrochloric acid and mucus, and each of the component of gastric juice have a definite function. So let us check what is the function of pepsin enzyme. Pepsin convert the protein to peptone partially. So if the food we eat contain protein, this protein is converted to peptone partially by the enzyme pepsin. Then gastric lipase enzyme digests fat partially. So the fat in our food get partially digested by the gastric lipase enzyme. Next is hydrochloric acid. The function of hydrochloric acid is to destroy the germs in the food, regulate the pH suitable for the digestion in stomach. So whatever the microorganism which enters through the food get destroyed by the hydrochloric acid in the stomach. Unhygienic food and unhygienic habit of us may results in the entry of many microorganisms through the food. So up to a limit, this microorganisms are destroyed from the mouth and stomach of our body. So from the mouth we studied about lysozyme. It destroyed the microorganism which enters through the food, and from the stomach hydrochloric acid destroyed the germs. So next is mucus. So what is the function of mucus is to protect the stomach wall from the action of digestive juices. So we know that the digestive juices have the power of digestion. So there is a tendency of this digestive juices to act on the walls of the stomach. So the function of the mucus is to protect the walls of the stomach from the action of this digestive juices. This is all about today's class. Hope you all understood. Thank you. Have a nice day.